Okay, hi, I'm Paul Jackson here at Multimedia Resource Training Institute today, and we're doing a show for the Ethio Youth Media TV, having conversations with prominent Seattle individuals. I'm talking today with Elizabeth Davis, who was born in Yesler Terrace and who is now actively engaged in the community to kind of combine the East African with African American communities and families in particular, and especially with education and health, which we didn't even talk about,
Yes.
and your self-employment in fabric and jewelry design and creation and manufacturing that you do.
Yes.
But in the last minutes here, because I know it's getting kind of late, how can we use technology and media to spread the word out, to get families engaged, and to know about opportunities that you have been able to use?
Thank you. My life has been a huge part of my research and my learning experience, and then to take that and really almost disconnect from it so that I can work with it as material has been something I've dedicated to. With that dedication, I'm learning from myself, my family, my community, and it was with that type of distance that I can then be comfortable to share it with others.
Okay.
That's where technology has come in for me. Being able to then use our current technology from our simplest form of media or broadcast, newspaper, face-to-face conversations, and our internet, our television. All these media opportunities are not necessarily available to everyone who can use them. And I'm so thankful for your services because it gives us who are community aware and engaged the opportunity to say, okay, technology can be cumbersome. It can be fearful. We've had lots that came across technology that has limited us. So taking a mindset to say technology can be used as a tool, technology can be learned, I can understand this and I can take advantage of it. That's where I'm at, and it's also what I advocate. That then brings me to, like you mentioned, my personal work. I established a small business, Liz Limited, in 1997. And that correlates with the birth of my oldest child. And with that, I was really in the mindset of, I've got to do something that supports myself, my family, and my ability to live well. I was in a dark place for my life, and the evidence of that unhealthy life came out most vividly in my weight. I used to be 400 pounds, and yeah, I see that look on your face. Talking to the cameraman. I used to be 400 pounds. I've collectively lost over 200 pounds. My core weight loss was 180 pounds, and I refuse to go back. Part of that then is my impetus to maintain and create relationships that build community, support healthy lifestyles, and utilize technology to both benefit ourselves in relationship building and our economic development. I am right now developing how to manage Liz Limited. Our relationship, Paul, has been amazing because you've introduced me to other opportunities and ways to get the message out, whether it be my speaking engagements of how I lost the weight. I use jewelry in order to maintain my goals. That jewelry is now part of my business, and I've also used my community as my support group. So as I was saying before the break, we have direct community engagement at Yesler Terrace. Education, education, education.
Right.
With education comes the ability to start your own business, comes the ability to use technology, comes the ability to advocate for yourself, whether it be with an institution, a potential employer, a mentor who will show you where they've already been so you can avoid obstacles. Take then obstacles and use them as opportunities. So here comes my next step for me is opportunity was given to me by the Central Area Chamber of Commerce to organize a youth walk identifying the good and the celebration we can have for our kids doing well. We've heard way too much, again, through media, of how black kids are doing bad or other kids who are non-white are doing poorly. And with Juneteenth right around the corner, the Chamber of Commerce, D. Charlene Williams, brought Juneteenth celebration to us 28 years ago. And she was ridiculed for it. People here in Washington, she's from Texas, didn't understand what it was. So the elevator definition of Juneteenth is the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863. 2 years later, on June 19th, 1865, Texas had to be made aware with with the military coming in to say this is it, and that was our that has become that defining moment where all slaves were made free.
Right.
We now have Juneteenth established as an acknowledged holiday for the nation. It's similar to Columbus Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have banks or federal entities closed, but it is an acknowledged holiday, which is just another level of true freedom and an acknowledgement of where we've come from. Recognition, thank you. So June 19th is that celebratory day. Flag Day is also this month.
Mm.
And so what D. Charlene has done, and the Chamber of Commerce Committee has agreed that celebrating Juneteenth over the Flag Day weekend is just another link of what, Black Americans can identify as our Freedom Day. We then have our connections with our East African communities that are here now. It didn't come to my mindset until just recently, but as I've made friends and relationships with some African community members, the idea of, okay, where did slaves come from? The majority did come from East Africa.
Yeah.
And that identified as, those family members are identified as the stolen ones. It brought me to tears during that conversation a couple of years ago, because it's like both of us were coming to that conclusion where she's going, oh my goodness, you are the descendant of our stolen ones.
Right.
And she walked over and she hugged me.
Mm-hmm.
We found you.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. After how many generations?
After so many generations, hundreds and hundreds of years. And with that, you talk about awareness, your eyes being open. That is another opportunity. It was another opportunity for me personally, and I now invite everyone watching and listening. Here's an opportunity for us to realize and see that we have a stronger connection with our East African brothers and sisters than we realize and that we really aren't thinking about. So we are the descendants of the current East African community. We are the stolen ones, and we can reconnect. We can maintain our cultures. We can be very proud of so much that we've gone through and that we've lived through.
Right.
We have freedom now that is truly a birthright, and so many of our ancestors weren't able to say that.
Yeah.
So let me invite everyone to come to our Juneteenth celebratory festival. It's going to be June 10th, 11th, and 12th at Pratt Park. Festivities start at 10 o'clock and we go till about 8, so till nightfall.
Right.
And my part in it, part of my health and wellness is I organize community walks the last Saturday of each month. And this month, in lieu of the last Saturday, we're walking with the Juneteenth celebration. So 10 o'clock on Saturday the 11th from Washington Middle School, we will walk with street clothes, so parade form.
Excellent.
With street clothes from Washington Middle School over to Pratt Park for the celebration. and the theme is honoring our youth.
Wow. So how long is that? How many miles is that?
It's actually maybe a mile.
Maybe a mile?
It's a
Okay.
shorter distance.
Right.
It's a shorter distance.
Some you're in Seattle.
There's
some-
hills, yeah. It might
Yeah.
feel a little bit different
Right.
for others. And I promote walkability. What is your walkability?
Right.
At 400 pounds, I couldn't walk
Right.
much
Okay.
without pain or shortness of breath. So the benefits of walking first in your mindset and then physically, you've got to celebrate it.
Right.
Now for our youth, we're celebrating what they're doing well. Part of that acknowledgement is going to come with paper airplanes. With our freedom after the Emancipation Proclamation, we're free to soar.
Right.
With that soaring, we're making paper airplanes that identify and honor either a child's good work. So we have lots of paper airplanes made by kids
Okay.
that they have chosen a piece of their homework or schoolwork that they're proud of. We have parents and teachers alike have honored and identified those children, and those are made into paper airplanes. And I will be fashioning all of the paper airplanes into a large mobile in the shape of an airplane.
Okay. Wow. That's beautiful.
And we are soliciting, again, help and support from different parts of the community. We are a Boeing community.
Right. Yeah.
And so airplanes and soaring and our diversity in our community is of the utmost.
Right.
And we're taking full advantage of that.
Okay. Wow, that's, I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Welcome.
You covered so many different things.
Any
I mean,
questions for
yeah. You cover stuff, I mean, from the walk. I mean, we talk about statistics as far as youth and as far as obesity and as
Yes.
far as diabetics and things like that. And then that whole goes into education and the whole, by the time they're third grade, they know how many prisons to build.
Yeah.
That's a whole
Yes.
other subject.
But
And
it also still relates to our racial construct.
that too.
Which is, again, mindset and then a tool.
Right.
And if we have to identify who we are
Right, and the whole new Jim
and
Crow.
our
That's-
value. Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. And our young black men are, when I raised my son, even as a little boy, baby, I was trying to make sure I stayed conscious. I am raising a black man
That's right.
in
In
America.
the 21st century.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if we have a black president or not.
Does
right
not
now.
matter.
Yeah.
That I've got to impart to him and then bring others in his life
Right.
who will support who he is as a confident, independent,
Right.
strong black man with a mindset and knowledge of love for self and others.
Exactly.
That's who I've raised.
Okay.
It's who I keep around me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where our community, and as we were talking about that bridging of the East African communities
Right.
and the Black American community,
Right.
we come together. We have the same values when it comes to our
Oh, yeah,
families,
exactly.
our elders, our children,
Right.
ourselves, our struggles.
Right.
We're not going to give up.
No, we can't.
Uh-uh. What
We
do you
have
do?
invested too much already.
Yeah, and we have
just walk away.
evidence that it can be hard.
Oh, yeah.
It will be
Oh,
hard.
definitely.
But let's stay strong. Let's stay connected. It is in our kinship and our connectedness
Right.
that we then will overcome.
Right.
And we talked about that luck. Let's talk about the definition of luck. Can we end
Definitely.
with that? So the definition of luck is being prepared to take advantage of opportunity.
There you go. That's it.
That's it.
I want it, I want